They did get the win over the Valkyries the last time that they were here. That actually started the game before that started their 6-game road trip. They won that one 90-81. It came down to the final fourth quarter where they were very dominant. Monique Billings, as there's a defensive 3-second call. You can see the attention already Brittany Griner is receiving.
Yeah, already the double team waiting in the wings. Benley just got caught too long, but they know that they want to get the ball into Griner, the Dream Dude.
Alicia Gray stepping up to the free throw line for the first time since she's been to Indy as the All-Star. First time All-Star starter. Couldn't bring home the hardware for three-point contest and skills challenge. But she is a share. She's a giver. She wants to make sure that everybody else has an opportunity.
Right. And you know what? She won 2 last year, so that kind of makes up for this year as well. So there you go.
It's a lot less on the tax lady for next year. Maya Caldwell with 6 on the shot clock, tried to dish it off, gets fouled in the process, so it will be reset to 14.
Disjointed to start the game here so far. Both teams just trying to adjust. You can clearly see Golden State and what they're trying to take away, the interior. And that's what Carl Smesko was telling us earlier today. He's going to have to try to force the Valkyries to defend on the inside.
Danelle Salon with the foul. Jordan Canada, the kick out to Gray, favorite spot on the floor, but couldn't connect for her first attempt outside.
But I love the kick out, though, because Alicia Gray was wide open. You can't pay attention to everybody.
Valkyries entered tonight's game at 11-13 as Tiffany Hayes kisses that off the glass.
So good at just slicing through the defense with that quick first step.
Tiffany Hayes, the leading scorer in the absence of Kayla Thornton for the squad this season, just under 13 points per game. Brittany Griner gets the touch and gets the foul, so she'll get 2 at the free throw line.
And that's what we were talking about in the open when it comes to how she assesses the defense playing her. She takes.
Monique Billings will pick up her first foul, so a couple of trips down the floor for Atlanta. They've been able to put the pressure on the defense for the Valkyries as Brittany Griner lines it up for the first one and knocks it down.
And that was over the right shoulder too. Just, looking at it on the screen, I was a little confused.
I expect better from you as a Georgia Tech grad. Brittany Griner has been very good over the last 2 games.
See how she had to throw that in there?
Brittany Griner. It's very impressive to see her return back to Phoenix as well, getting the win in Phoenix, a team that was ranked in the top 4 at the time. Maya Caldwell tried to read that like a book does, gets the steal. The last time these 2 teams saw each other, there was 27 points off of turnovers that Atlanta was able to score on, and that's blocked by Monique Billings. That's not very nice. The former teammates at UCLA spent 4 years with one another, actually getting to an Elite 8 as well.
If I'm Jordan Canada, good block, Mo.
7 on the shot clock. Jordan Canada being defended by Hayes. BG with the 2 seconds and drains it. And that's what we've seen a lot from her over the 6-game road trip.
I mean, so smooth, too. Shot clock winding down. She didn't even get sped up or even look like she was sped up. Just over that right shoulder again, nothing but that.
Tiffany Hayes, Nash dribble, decides to retreat. Monique Billings. Stoppage of play.
Shot clock.
2 turnovers for the Valkyries. That was a 3-second violation, giving Atlanta the ball. Brittany Griner getting a touch every time down the floor. Good look for Jordan Canada, just off the mark as it goes back to the Valkyries.
And Bree Jones trying to find an explanation for that. Obviously doesn't agree with it. Bree Jones second in the W in offensive rebounds.
Atlanta this season has done a very good job on the glass overall. Yes, the length that comes in the offseason free agency with Brittany Griner and Bree Jones coming in, all-stars in their own right. But also, it's kept Atlanta at 1 and 2, respectively, throughout the season on the glass in rebounds.
I mean, it's such a luxury when one post can eat and the other one can take a break if they're getting double teamed.
Timmy Fagbinlay finds Salon, and the three is off. Monique Billings, a monster on the glass this season, and Atlanta knows that very well. She spent 6 seasons with them doing the same. 7 on the shot clock, the take, the move, and the bucket underneath.
And that was a second chance opportunity for the Valkyries. They were able to get the offensive rebound, and that's why O-boards are so dangerous. They give you second chances at putting points on the board.
The rookie out of Italy, able to knock that one down for the Valkyries. Bree Jones, bit strong on the take.
Yeah, credit Monique. Mo Billings' defense coming over.
Maya Caldwell has been all over the floor. That's the second time she's been able to stop a good series. 3rd turnover for the Valkyries. Bree Jones tipped it to herself. Not sure if she gets the assist, but she does get the 2.
And that's why she's second in offensive rebounds. At almost 3 per game, she does just that. She's so tough to box out underneath.
Talk about tough trying to box out. Naz Hillman checking in at the next dead ball for Atlanta. She leads the team in plus minus, as there is a foul that is going to be assessed actually against Atlanta. Alicia Gray picking up the foul. That'll be her first.
Now, mind you, that is a foul. But the travel was missed to begin. And I think that's why Leash is a little bit frustrated. That was definitely a foul.
Amy Bonner, Gina Cross, and Jeffrey Smith, the officials for tonight, as we have another substitution. Timmy Fagbinlay will take a seat as Cecilia Denocini checks in the ball game. Veronica Burton has been the motor for this team all season. As it hits the leg of Jordan Canada, it will give it back to the Valkyries, as Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, who we highlighted before we came on camera.
Been a bright spot for Atlanta.
Back-to-back games where she scored in double figures coming into tonight. Jordan Canada gets a hand on it. Couldn't corral it in, as Veronica Burton has 7 to work with. Salon with the 3 and off again.
Great box out by Naz Hillman. Not allowing any more opportunities. They had 3 possessions in a row.
Jordan Canada looking for any opening on the defensive side, and when in doubt, she calls her own number, gets fouled in the process with 2 on the shot clock.
And this is why it's so important when Carl Smith goes opening.
How impressive has Jordan Canada been post All-Star break?
It's made all the difference. Her and BG's aggressiveness have really just allowed this team to find some rhythm. We talked about her assists. She almost doubled her assists these last 10 games. The first 8 games, she was averaging 3.3. The last few, 6.6 assists in her last 10 games. That's been all the difference.
Carla Late will check in for the Valkyries. This is the biggest lead for Atlanta, as they're up 9-4. Valkyries have struggled trying to find some offense, and coming off of a game where they also had a very disappointing loss against Connecticut. Lost that one 95 rather to 64. And an offensive foul. Alicia Gray not too thrilled about that. But Gina Frost emphatic about the call, as we are at a timeout. And Carl Smesco
teammates for breathing life into her for the second half push.
And Autumn, you're exactly right. She told us the same thing. All the credit goes to her teammates. But what I want to know is, I need that Nike vest. Where is that from? Is that recovery?
Not sure, but great report from Autumn Johnson. Good to see Autumn back as well. We've been away so long from this arena. You haven't seen the crew back together, so it's fun to see the Dream back on their home floor. Only for one game, though, as they head to Dallas tomorrow for their back-to-back. 5 on the shot clock. Naz Hillman tries to get it to Tahina Powell. Powell launches it, and they will say a shot clock violation.
Yeah, the crowd was trying to tell them that the shot clock was winding down, but as the point guard, if you're Pow, you've got to always know and have that in the back of your head, in the back of your eyes.
Second turnover for Atlanta. Offense really has been slow for both sides to start this game. The Valkyries shooting 3 for 7 Atlanta 2 for 7, only have the edge because of their efficiency from the free throw line where they've knocked down 5.
Well, both these teams are top-tier defensive teams, regardless of lineups, as Mo Billings puts the pressure on the defense and gets 2 free throws. Both these teams can defend at a very high clip.
Billings scored the last bucket for the Valkyries, now gets fouled and we'll see 2. Spent 6 seasons with the Atlanta Dream before heading to LA, finding a new home with the Valkyries.
Had a season high the last time we saw her, so I was told to not talk to her today.
By who?
The guy next to you, stats
Okay.
guy. You remember what I said last time, and Mo, she really gets up when she comes back and plays Atlanta. So.
Had a season high 19 in her former stomping grounds as she missed the second free throw. Charge fouled against Tahina Pow, her first. Deep steal for Bree Jones, trying to assess the double team as Shatori lines it up and couldn't connect, where she has been very efficient from outside, 8 for 11 over the last 3 for Shatori Walker-Kimbrough.
And that's the second kick-out 3 that Atlanta has been able to get, 1 by Gray, 1 by Kimbrough.
3 ball good. So Golden State finding their rhythm after the timeout and take the lead. Jordan Canada and Alicia Gray will check back in at the next dead ball as Tiffany Hayes waiting for assessments. Late asking for the screen from Zena Lassini.
That should have been a switch. That should have been a switch. Nas Hillman and Tahina Pow. Pow stayed with the me here, and they should have switched off and gave Pow the guard.
Leticia Me here was actually drafted by the Dream back in 2023 as the 8th pick, gets the bucket. And another turnover for Atlanta that seemed disheveled to start on the offensive side.
Unforced turnover, but that's something they've been working on. The angles of passing into the post.
Third turnover, that one goes up, and another 3 goes up for the Valkyries. As this is their biggest lead, 15-9, 11-0 run for Golden State. Jab take, Maya Caldwell finding Nas Hillman. 5 seconds, Nas Hillman lets it fly and drains it. Gentle reminder, she had a career-high 4 triples against the Valkyries last time out.
I love the extra pass, though, because everybody wanted Walker-Kimbrough to shoot it, but Walker-Kimbrough said, listen, Nas Hillman is a hot hand, too. She's wide open.
Makes it a 1-possession game, just down 3. Tiffany Hayes, too strong off the glass. Here comes Tahina. Pow sends it to Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. Maya Caldwell, in and out. Bree Jones tries to get a touch. Nas Hillman, second chance opportunity, off the mark on the 3rd attempt. And Atlanta, a centimeter away from tying the ball game.
I mean, around the rim and back out.
1 of 7 to start the game, just 14% for Atlanta as we're under 90 seconds left in the first quarter. Tahina going the distance for 2. It makes it a 1-point game as there's a timeout for Natalie Nakase and the Valkyries.
Carla Lake tried to take the foul, even put her hand up, for giving her confidence and just all of them being able to eat. I mean, they've just seen the confidence grow and their offense grow.
Well, it's looked like a buffet because they have been solid to start this game. It was an 11-0 run for Golden State before the timeout. Now Atlanta on a 5-0 run, and Jordan Canada gets charged with the foul.
Yeah, Carl Smesco has to be careful with how he uses charges because JC is over here pleading their case, but Carl Smesco has been in a situation in a few games, especially challenges late.
Speaking of late, Carla late at the free throw line. She's shooting 86% from the charity stripe, knocks the first one down. Didn't play in the W last season. Remained overseas, but was acquired in the expansion draft. Knocks down both. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Canada. Patent crossover into another opportunity at the free throw line.
Carl Smesco understanding that how they finish.
39 on the game clock. As she knocks down the first of the pair. Carl Smesco was really adamant about talking about the importance of Brittany Griner, getting her involved, but seeing everyone else really buy into different adversity that they saw. He said making the adjustments. Wasn't pleased with the loss at Las Vegas, but said we were fully expecting to win the game against Minnesota. Has that much faith in this squad.
Absolutely.
Pull up by Zendelicini, and a big one goes down. But they will say 24.8 needs to go back on the game clock.
Zendelicini knocking it down from beyond the arc. She is a champion with Minnesota in 2017, so she does know how to win, but she is coming up big from the beyond the arc here today.
Shooting 33% on the season from outside, as there's about 0.4 difference between the game and shot clock. Bree Jones gets it back to JC. 5 left. Gray comes up, top of the key, Trey, short. And Bree Jones got it back, doesn't count. Still waiting on percent from outside, as they may want to double check Zendelicini at the 3. That's her 3rd of the ball game.
Came off that screen and it checked Alicia Gray. Had to take a minute, couldn't get back up.
We'll check in with Autumn Johnson.
Well, Carl Smesco in that huddle was just really preaching as Maya Caldwell was able to get a 3. He was preaching to improve their ball screen defense. And on the offensive end, he loves that they're getting inside looks, but they're not moving the ball enough. They want to make sure that they're getting deep seals to their posts. He wants to see more post-entry passes from the top and deep seals, because the Valkyries right now are having a tough time recovering and helping.
And that's for an example, as they could not help with Maya Caldwell putting on the Jets, and Bree Jones able to finish at the rim.
I think she did like a backward pass to Bree Jones as she was falling. In fact, Binley gets the runner. But man, that was impressive. The finish from Bree Jones with the pass from Maya Caldwell.
It's the pace in which Maya Caldwell is playing with in the second quarter. 3 ball good. That's 2 threes now for Atlanta, as they bring it in within 1.
Gray's first made field goal of the game, and hopefully that gets her going, seeing the ball go through the bottom of the net.
And her 60th tray of the season. Alicia Gray just continues to be lights out in a lot of different categories for the Dream. 4 on the shot clock. Kate Martin, turnaround jumper, no good.
Excellent defense from Gray, cut off baseline. It went in and out.
Bree Jones, deep seal, does her work early. Short on the first attempt, trying to get it back. They'll say on the floor. It is a nightmare to try and contain Bree Jones in the paint.
She is single-handedly handling all of their posts, but let's get back to this one. Maya Caldwell, as she's falling, sees Bree Jones coming down the middle of the floor in transition and manages.
Players were hurt in that series.
But man, Bree Jones working so hard though. Oh my gosh, like her effort does not display on the box score. Like, yes, she comes out with some big numbers, but man, her offensive rebounding and her effort alone are just impactful.
Gray pulls up in the paint, short. And Zendelicini brings that to a close. Zendelicini just looks so much longer than 6'2".
She really does. I didn't realize she was that tall.
Burton got a high leg of Jordan Canada as she commits the foul. That'll be the 2nd on Jordan Canada. And that's the person you don't want to put to the free throw line. Veronica Burton has 10 games where she was perfect from the free throw line.
Yeah, and Jordan Canada saying I'd be frustrated defending. She has a front view to it. It's illegal.
Good call by Amy Bonner as Timmy Fagbinley picks up her 2nd foul. Jordan Canada saw the screen, sends it back to Bree Jones. Bree Jones lines it up. Atlanta has done a great job trying to get back in their transition defense.
Good hands by Nas Hillman. In fact, Binley was rotating and had the quick step on Hillman, but she's able to get around and throw that one out of bounds.
3-point ball game, 7:05 here in the second quarter. Brittany Griner coming up to the scorer's table. She'll check in at the next dead ball as Jordan Canada doing everything she can to keep Tiffany Hayes contained. But the group defense caused the turnover.
And that's exactly it, Angel. You had help side defense come in with Jones, and there was nowhere for Hayes to go.
The turnover for the Valkyries that lead to 9 points off those turnovers after the triple goes down.
That's what I love about Jordan Canada, because she can find you with her assists. She can strip the ball in transition and find you, but she can also pull up and confidently stroke the three.
The pull-up off for Zandalicini. It will stay with the Valkyries. They'll get it with 14 left on the shot clock. This is a different-looking Dream Team in the second quarter than in the first, as we're tied at 27. Bree Jones will get a breather as Brittany Griner checks in the ball game.
And you know, the first group really, it was that second group that kind of turned the ball over and got things a little mucked up in that first quarter. It's a junky start for both teams to begin with in the first.
Camille Shalon just having an incredible game, balance, especially in the paint. Griner, double team, kicks it out to Nas Hillman and off for the three.
But you know what? That's the kick out that Carl Smesko wants from her. You realize she took a beat, some extra seconds, and Atlanta comes up with a steal.
Alicia Gray forces a turnover. Tiffany Hayes actually fouled Gray. Might have lost her footing, so just happy that everyone's okay. And she's already in the mask. That's one thing they don't want to see. Miss a significant amount of time in the first. Bree Jones and Brittany Griner's looking for their fresh start here too. So everybody finding their way. So to Autumn's point, Carl Smesko's point, when you can see everyone and how they can contribute, and going back to Cheryl Reeve as well. She said when those type of shots were knocked down on the road, you got to just tip your hat. And that's what Shatoria's been just in the last couple of games.
Yeah. And same thing for Maya. I mean, I just love Maya's adjustment to being able to find the right shots, but also her defense. That's how she's earned herself more playing time.
Timmy found the lane in, blocked by Brittany Griner. Went out of bounds, and it should be 1 second on the clock, but they say it's at
ball Atlanta.
Salone with a dish on the inside to Timmy Bagbenley. Beautiful series there.
And Griner was trying to get there. She really was. She was running the floor, but it was a couple steps too late. Bagbenley doing a really good job of running in transition.
Tiffany Hayes and Ileana Repair will check in at the next dead ball for the Valkyries. Just under halfway here in the second quarter is Brittany Griner short on the attempt.
Repair's spending some time in Atlanta as well. We're familiar with her name, another French player. Sat out last season getting ready for the Paris Olympics with France. Zandalicini is on fire.
She has not missed. She has 11 points in this ball game. And that's all off the bench. She's the only player in double figures in this ball game.
And that's the thing, though. She's perfect from beyond the arc, 3 of 3. And Carl Smesko told us that they want to pay attention to beyond the arc because they gave up too many threes last game. So that doesn't change, right? Just because it was a different player does not mean you guard the three differently. Zandalicini used to have to be up in the face.
Bree Jones gets it, going against Repair, sends it out to Nas Hillman for another three. And hasn't been able to connect on the last three.
But you know what? Atlanta's getting the shots they want. That is the shot that you're supposed to take. The posts are picking it out when they're seeing doubles.
Ten on the shot clock. Jordan Canada, Veronica Burton, going at it. Burton trying to kiss it off the glass. Great defense by JC. Late the tip, and it did not hit the shot clock or the rim rather. The Valkyries saying it did. So 11 seconds that the Valkyries have to work with.
ATL, I need you. Say defense! Defense!
4 now. Hayes off the deck, finds a lane and gets it to the left and just short on the attempt.
Tough take though for Hayes to be able to split through all the defenders.
She can do that as well. Intercepts on the defensive end. Lake pulls up top of the key, found the bottom of the net. They'll say it's a long 2.
I'll tell you this much, when the Valkyries shoot the ball, they shoot it well. They're shooting 54% from the field, 67% from 3.
Our conversation with Carl Smesko about the Valkyries as Bree Jones gets another bucket underneath was even in the injuries, their style of play and how hard they play never changes. And we're seeing that right now as they have the 4-point advantage.
Another second chance opportunity. Atlanta has to be able to do the little things. Those box outs cannot be missed.
Canada, 1-2, steps into a bucket. Jordan Canada, so crafty with reading the defense and taking it for herself.
Did you see how she stops the bleeding, though? Without Jordan Canada in that lineup and without her having any kind of rhythm, that turns into another bucket for the Valkyries.
Leading the way on the offensive end for Atlanta. She has 9, and there seemed like a lot of contact underneath. And Natalie Nakase not thrilled about the no call as Atlanta gets on the board again and ties it at 35 with less than 2 minutes to play.
And that's what I was going to say, Angel. I love that there's physicality. It's on both ends, and the refs are allowing them to play. And there's been a bunch between Jordan Canada up at the top and Veronica Burton.
So a miscommunication and miscue for the Valkyries will give it back to Atlanta as we are 1:45 left in the second quarter.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that these two teams are excellent rebounding teams. Atlanta leads the way at first in the league. And then number 3 is Golden State in offensive, defensive, and total rebounds. So the physicality is there because both these teams are intentional as far as how they position themselves underneath the basket to allow only one and dones. But I'll tell you this would, Golden State has their hands full with Jones down there.
Absolutely, but Golden State have had success throughout this season because of how hard they work. That is a foundation thing for Natalie Nakase.
Defense!
And exceeding expectations in year 1 for this franchise.
Golden State found.
So there was a turn.
Was being called for her, but it was actually against her after she turned it over. Just went right into the hands of Nia Coffey.
That has been a struggle for the Valkyries in the first half. 8 turnovers where Atlanta has scored 14 off of them.
Very reminiscent of the first game as well. Atlanta forced 21 turnovers in that first meeting and had 27 points against the Valkyries off. So that's an area that they do realize they can capitalize in, and they're stuck with that game plan.
Nia Coffey missed both. Tipped around a little bit before it came down to the hands of Leticia Mee here. So final 17 seconds of this half. Tiffany Hayes will wait for the go. That's why she's so good. You know what's coming, but you can't quite stop it. 3 seconds left. JC from half court and all but. We'll see if that can turn around as we bring in Autumn Johnson.
2 things coming from assistant coach Cameron Brown, saying that adjustments have to be number 1, ball movement. Right now for the Dream, there's not enough, and we can't afford to stand and stare. Only 9 assists, so they're trying to get some more zip and pop on the ball. And 2, improve ball screen defense. The Valkyries are making us pay in different actions, and we have to make better reads to close out this half.
I couldn't agree more, Autumn. I mean, we saw in the first half, 3-point shooting, especially by Zanzalacini. The defense trying to come around those reads were getting clipped each and every time and we're late.
Yeah, but a lot of their offense, though, as Maya Caldwell, a lot to what Autumn Johnson was talking about in the first half. People are stepping up. Tori Walker, Kimberly Maya Caldwell has been on fire tonight.
Caldwell has actually brought some stability from beyond the arc. 3 of 5 from 3 has kind of helped Atlanta's poor shooting percentage.
And they've got to find an answer for Tiffany Hayes. This is not new to the game. She can let it fly. Actually holds the Dream franchise record for threes made.
Hayes is shooting 50% from 3 in her last 5 games.
Brittany Griner with the spin and up-to-do and put a couple of Valkyries on the deck.
Now, if she would have dunked that on both of them on the ground, Angel, tell me that wouldn't have been hard. That would have been hard.
I just want her to do it, so I can stop looking at you. Tell me you want her to do it. Hilliard Repair outside. Strong on the attempt as Brittany Griner brings down the rebound.
She made sure to go to that one and not miss that rebound. She missed the box out assignment last one.
Brittany Griner had a quiet first half. She just had 14 points.
Right here.
Or just got the bucket a moment to go. So you have to think they're really going to emphasize touches. What can the Valkyries do?
Nothing if Atlanta moves the ball.
That's what Jordan Canada told Autumn at halftime.
All five
Triple
of
team
them.
comes and Griner just off the rim.
The whole team collapsed in the paint.
Veronica Burton finding some space on the three-point line. The Valkyries are filling it from outside.
Atlanta has got to pick up the defense when it comes to guarding that 3 ball.
Valkyries shooting 58% from outside. They're 12th in the league in free throw percent, 3-point percentage. A different scenario here tonight.
That one almost going down for Leash, but one thing I noticed is that the Valkyries have picked up their physicality. They are trying to match Atlanta in this one.
And their pace. They're getting the ball up the floor. They're finding different ways to get touches early as there is a foul underneath. Looks like it'll go against Alicia Gray. That'll be her 3rd.
Yeah, you can see the extension of the arm on the box out, and again, right in front of the referee. But this is a beat that Atlanta needs to kind of corral themselves. It's been a little helter-skelter, and they've been having issues finding the shooters. Right now, need to collect themselves and be intentional in those areas.
Brittany Griner will take the seat as Naz Hillman checks in for Atlanta. Dream coming off of a win against Minnesota 90-86. Gave Minnesota their first loss on their home floor as the offensive foul goes against Saloon.
Agreed. And if I'm Nakase, I am not challenging that either because the ref looked at her the whole time.
Atlanta gets the ball back. Jordan Canada held up, and it looks like they will turn the ball over. Actually, they say nothing there. It was tipped. Five on the shot clock. Nothing reset. Jordan Canada has to pull up. Does, and good signs as she drains that.
The entire arena breathed out a sigh of relief on that one.
Made a little nothing out of something, or something out of nothing, rather. Jordan Canada.
She admitted to us he's learning as well, and he's learned that sometimes you got to save those challenges. I just thought it was funny when the first quarter, when Jordan asked for one, he had to turn away from her. He couldn't look at her because he would have got roped into it.
He's learned as me here tried to kiss it off the glass. Couldn't. Jordan Canada going to corral it back in. Next bucket could get them the lead. Bree Jones, what fight underneath as there is a foul before she was able to get that one off. Amir will pick up her first.
No one on the team can handle the position. She's so good at getting.
Bree Jones has been a revelation for the Atlanta Dream this season, looking for answers on how they can be more impactful in the paint. And then you do that times 2 by adding Brittany Griner. They will say it stays with the Atlanta Dream. 6 seconds on the shot clock as Atlanta sets up underneath.
Just looking at the scoring, Angel, the depth of this team, anybody, the scoring just ranges differently on this Atlanta squad.
3 seconds left. Jordan Canada lets it fly again. JC for 3. Added to the book. Gives them the 2-point edge with 5:41 left in the third quarter. So Zandalicini, it might just be a shootout between JC and Zandalicini.
Jordan Canada is the only dream player in double figures. She's at 15. As Leash tries to get herself going by getting 2 feet in the paint.
Now Hillman lines it up and can't connect. Now Hillman has struggled from outside tonight. Now 1 for 6. Blocked away for Bree Jones. My goodness.
Putting in work. She was able to come down here. She was boxed out on the opposite end, ran down the court late, but was still able to catch up to everybody and knock that out of bounds. I mean, just so much effort from Bree Jones.
Putting it into a different gear and gets a hand on it. Who else? Maya Caldwell, 3-on-1 opportunity for the Dream. No foul call on Tiffany Hayes as Gray tried to kiss it off the glass.
And if you're Alicia Gray and you know that some of those foul calls that you're normally getting aren't going through,
it's been an even whistle both sides. Hayes pulls up 3, good.
My goodness, Tiff Hayes has caught fire in this second half. She is definitely hunting for her offense, but 3 of 3 from beyond the arc.
Tiffany Hayes almost went for the steal, nothing there. Bree Jones being guarded by Timmy Fagbinley's back as Gray gets it and could not connect as Amir comes out of the pack. Less than 5 minutes in the third quarter. Amir going at Caldwell off the glass. Crafty wanted the foul too. We'll have to settle for just the bucket.
I mean, that's a tough shot to have, though. It's definitely going on our highlight reel, that's for sure.
So the Valkyries have pushed out front by 5. Here comes Gray, the dish. Bree Jones. Not sure if she knew where she was in the paint on that one.
Allow the defense to kind of push her out, which we don't hear Bree Jones allowing
at
often.
all. Amir lines it up and just short on the attempt. Here comes Gray. Got pickpocketed by Tiffany Hayes. And an easy bucket on the other side for Veronica Burton as they do have a 7-point lead. A timeout called for Carl Smesko. And the fans in the building not too thrilled about the... And a big part of that is because Tiffany Hayes has been out of control in the second half. She had 2 points at half. She has 11 in the quarter.
And it's been from beyond the arc. She's also been getting herself going with her defense. Both of the backcourts up front have been really going at each other. But Hayes just putting 2 feet in the paint as well as her 3-point shooting. And that seems to get her going in this second half.
Golden State is on a 9-0 run. As they have the lead, outscoring Atlanta by 7 in the third quarter.
That's the biggest difference to me is they're not backing down. They are matching punch for punch.
Wanted to correct, Hayes had 4 points at half, so 9 here in the third. So she's come alive, a foul underneath. So Liana Rupert will pick up her second, gives Atlanta the ball back on the sideline. That is the 13th foul, 2 more, and Atlanta will be shooting bonus shots here in the third. The amount of attention Brittany Griner pulls just with a head fake. Maya Caldwell lets it fly, and that will not drop in for Maya.
Atlanta's gonna have to figure out a way to get the ball into Griner a little bit more clean while not allowing the defense to be so set. They tried to get it around the horn on that one, but you want to see more ball movement, more touches.
Tiffany Hayes has been on a burner. Sends it back. Veronica Burton pulls it out off the glass. Where was that hit? That was above the box tab.
Burton said, I didn't call that. I didn't mean to do it, but you know what? Add 3 to my score brings her into double digits. She's got 10, and Burton is on fire.
3 players in double figures for the Valkyries as Brittany Griner just short on the layup.
Rupert was able to get a piece of that one. I think Griner, from the look on her face, thought there should have been a call, but Rupert did get some of that ball.
The Valkyries have lost 4 of their last 5 games, coming into this one off of an embarrassing loss 95-64 against Connecticut. They are hungry for a win right now and some get back, as the Valkyries lost on this floor the last time they were here. Less than 2 minutes in the third, 10-point game. Biggest lead for the Valkyries. Griner wraps around, gets the bump, and sometimes you gotta do it the hard way.
Had an extra stare for the ref saying finally. But you can see.
I like it. Had a great feature with Autumn Johnson at halftime, just talking about her transition to Atlanta. Knowing what it takes to win. I mean, she's been able to play with some of the greats. Diana Taurasi, who is out this season, not seeing her for the first time in her career. As she said, I'm gonna bow out. I don't need the tour. I know what I've done. The record books will show it. But able to be on hand to watch Brittany Griner when she came back to Phoenix. 7 on the shot clock. Late, who just checked in, was right on time.
Whoop, her sudden now. Everybody on this team can shoot threes. They lead the league in the percentage of their points that come from beyond the arc at just over 35%.
55% they're shooting from outside. Already have 10 triples in this ball game. Atlanta, on the other hand, they knocked down 8, but their 8 was 25.
I said I wasn't going to mention the percentage earlier in the first half.
Well, that's what I'm here for, Chad. So with that foul against the Valkyries, now Atlanta is in the bonus. The minute and 2 seconds left in this third. Foul was committed against Xanda Lassini. Ellie Nakase has been animated here in the third quarter. First-year head coach for the Valkyries after winning 2 titles with the Aces. So Brittany Griner will be assessed a foul. So that's her first foul, but they will count the bucket, the free throw for Atlanta. Final minute of play. It's been a little interesting for Atlanta on the offensive end. Xanda Lassini off the deck as Alicia Gray connects at the hip.
Feet moving. When it comes to Gray, she's getting beat from that first step. That's why she's got 4 fouls. She's getting beat on that first step. She's got to hedge out at an angle to cut off that baseline because Xanda Lassini is doing such a good job shooting from beyond the arc, and when she gets too close up on her, she just drives to the basket.
Xanda Lassini with a very impressive game off the bench so far for the Valkyries, leading them in the points department. She has the second best plus minus on the squad. Off the bench, 14 points. Kate Martin pulls up from 3. Yikes.
And that's a second chance opportunity 3. Atlanta has to dial in on the little things, the box outs, get back to the fundamentals that we've been seeing on that road trip, especially the back-to-back wins.
You mentioned it, 11 threes already for the Valkyries, and we haven't even kissed the fourth quarter yet. Shatori held up on the baseline, finds Nas Hillman, 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Gray pulls up, gets fouled, 2 on the way at the charity stripe.
Gray, trying to get herself going.
Still, this is the biggest lead for the Valkyries. 23 seconds left in the third quarter as Mia Coffey checks in the ball game. Along with Jordan Canada, Tahina Paopao and Brittany Griner will take a seat. Well, the clutch free throws of the game are sponsored by Free at Last Bail Bonds, the place the people trust when times get tough. In and out for Gray. And the Valkyries get home for the final shot of the quarter. Late being guarded by Jordan Canada. One of the best defending guards in the league. With 8 seconds left on the game clock, Xanda Lassini off the deck, kisses it out. Amihir turned down the three, got all the way to the rim, and gets the bucket.
And that's what Amihir can do. Again, that quick first step. You play her for the three.
Our heads are down right now. We got to work harder because right now the Valkyries are outworking us. They are out rebounding us. We have to move the ball because we are not moving anywhere, and they are making sure that they're making us overplay us by hustling. And Ryan Howard spoke to Lisa Leslie during the All-Star break on her podcast and mentioned we might have all of these names, but our leader, our glue, and our voice is Naz Hillman, and she showed that on full display in that huddle.
Thanks, Anna. Maya Caldwell was able to save it back in bounds to Naz Hillman. A lot of contact. Bree Jones just completely clipped on the inside as it looks like Xanda Lassini on the floor holding at her left leg.
And all you can do really is hope, and that'll take out or take care of the things when it comes to their shooting.
Xanda Lassini picks up her 4th foul as a kickball by Late will give it back to Atlanta, and a reset at 14.
Just looking at Jordan Canada when she came in the game, you know, our producer asked us the question of who's going to be the hero, who's going to get the scoring started and spurred. And Canada came out and knocked down a three, and she's exactly who I'm looking at.
Well, you know, it's lovely we can get the quizzes, the pop quizzes by our producer who has done it all, official, coach, JV, title. Naz Hillman off on the three. Jordan Cannon, who has already knocked down a triple here in the 4th, dishes it to Bree Jones. She can do it all.
It's not just her putting the ball in the basket, it's when she creates for her teammates. She went looking for the score. When the defense came over, she dished it off with the nice assist.
Look at Maya Caldwell diving on the floor trying to get an extra opportunity. Looking to contain Xanda Lassini, but too handsy, and she gets called for the foul. That is her first.
What I will say about Maya Caldwell's defense is Alicia Gray has 3 steals in this game. 2 of those I've seen tips from Maya Caldwell that tipped them and deflected them to Gray so that she could get that steal. Maya Caldwell's defense has been excellent tonight.
Tiffany Hayes, who had 9 points in the 3rd quarter, checks back in for the Valkyries.
You know, they didn't have a name for the mask. I asked, and they did not name the mask.
But she has been averaging 14 points in the mask, so I think efficient would be fine.
I just want to say Batman.
Oh, boy. This is what I have to deal with, everybody.
Yep, every game.
Late the dish, and Naz Hillman took some contact to the face, broke the play up. Here comes Gray, taking on the committee, and a late whistle. Alicia Gray is like, finally, one goes my way.
I was about to say on that late whistle, that would have been too much contact to let go.
2 fouls. I'm not sure if we're going to get the update. So they were saying it was up to on our stat.
And I know that ain't right because I definitely counted 3 fouls at a minimum.
Alicia Gray will step up for the first of the pair. Gray missed, but able to get a second chance opportunity with the Naz Hillman rebound. Jordan Canada with the dish. Beautiful look for Naz Hillman at the rim. 2-possession ball game for Atlanta.
I know you guys heard some of that in the background, but the official word is Xanda Lassini should have 4 fouls in this game. Just waiting for the record book to catch up.
Tiffany Hayes lost it momentarily. Timmy wide left, or wide right rather, as here comes Gray. Movement, Canada.
Oh, that would have had this place erupted.
Timmy might have clipped Jordan Canada to keep her off of late for that look. 71-64, 7 minutes left in this ball game. Hillman. Count it. Hillman, who has struggled from outside, has knocked down her second of the night.
And look at the defense tightening up by Maya Caldwell. Forcing Hayes to take that deep three.
The Valkyries had 10 threes total in the third quarter. Right now they have only hit an extra one, so Atlanta getting the memo and trying to slow them down on that side.
Just so much contact in
Look, everything you want from a floor general.
Absolutely.
Gray with 3 left. Gets the angle on the left, just short. Now Tillman battling it out with late. Actually, Veronica Burton able to get in on the jump balls in the third quarter.
Jordan Canada got the scoring going. She knocked down a 3 to start the fourth.
Foot race between her and Tiffany Hayes. Canada wins it. Gray, the kick. Bree Jones said, I'll shoot it.
Again, she was open, but I want to see that ball whip around the horn just a little bit. Make the defense have to work and catch them off guard.
Atlanta has knocked down 10 threes of their own, shooting 33%. A bulk of them coming from that area as Gray. Only thing on her mind is pushing the ball up the floor. Maya Caldwell receives the screen from Jones. Looks like they're trying to get some order on the offensive side.
I agree, and that's what they need. And you see Jordan Canada slowing things down just a little bit.
Bree Jones found the angle, just rolls off the left side. So we've been sitting at 71-67 for some time now.
I will say this, Angel, Atlanta has gotten some shots that haven't gone down that they normally hit, that today have just kind of rolled all around.
Tiffany Hayes blocked at the rim, and Jordan Canada said she ripped the ball. They will say it's a jump ball, rather. So let's line it up again.
Yeah, you wish, especially if you're Jordan Canada, that the ref would have took an extra half a beat instead of calling that.
So I feel like Timmy Finlay has the advantage here over Jordan Canada, who doesn't even try to jump. Tiffany Hayes gets it 5 seconds on the shot clock. That first step is lethal.
Yeah, and she attacked space. She saw an opening and said, listen, I know I can get there one step, and did just that.
Tiffany with her first points since the third quarter. Backdoor, Nas Hillman and Jordan Canada have been connected. Still a 4-point game and lots of time left here in the fourth. Zandalicini squares the shoulders, couldn't knock it down. Timmy able to track it. Gray close to the steal. 10 on the shot clock. Nas Hillman slowing down Zandalicini. In and out as Nas Hillman did everything she could on that series.
And this is where Atlanta has to take advantage, because this Valkyries team was hitting a lot of shots in that third quarter. Now they're all bouncing out. This is Atlanta's time to strike.
Brittany Griner back in the game for Atlanta. Kicks it out to the corner. Gray, left wing. Grace for greatness as she brings them into one. And a timeout for the Valkyries as Atlanta is heating up at the right time.
They got to take care of business in this one first. Came from down double digits, only down 1. How are they going to finish?
Down as many as 13 points. Atlanta on a 16-4 run in the fourth. Very eerily similar to how it closed out the last time these two saw each other back on July 7th. Atlanta outscored them 26-13 in the final frame to get the win. Can they do it for the first leg of this back-to-back? Nine on the shot clock. Zandalicini finding Saloon. for the pull-up, in and out, Gray. Atlanta could take the lead here with the bucket. Gray got bumped, still gets the ball back. Gray's had a frustrated look on her face the majority of this game.
She got up like, I'm tired of this.
She just waved, craned it off like, no, you got it. Jordan Canada at the rim! Got the bucket for Miss JC.
Her teammates, on that one, she gets the and one.
Oh, Canada puts Atlanta up by 1, now 2. And what a star she was on the road. Picked up a couple of career highs, had a 30 ball as well. She has been solid for this team. 3 minutes left in this ball game. Buckle down time. Zandalicini at the rim ties it, and Timmy Finlay had the arm of Gray. But they have been really free with just letting them play at the top of the key.
The whole arena saw it. You can hear the reaction, but man, what a move by Zandalicini, the hesitation. Look at Tiffany.
Almost broke the mask. I don't know.
Saying, I ain't grabbing nothing.
Maya Caldwell for 3, a bit strong, sails out of bounds. So that was the 4th foul for the Valkyries. Their next one will send Atlanta to the free throw line for bonus the rest of the ballgame. Tied at 75. 8 lead changes, 8 times we've been in this scenario. On the shot clock, Zandalicini gets the screen. Going at Griner, thought about it. The pull-up. And the battle by Maya Caldwell coming out of the pack.
She went and got that one, Angel, because that definitely was boxed out.
Gets it back, 3 ball. All but down, and a tip from Zandalicini to Veronica Burton. We have an intense game in the final 90 seconds. As that hits the backboard, we'll give it back to Atlanta with 1:33 left in the game, and we are still
to wipe the sweat up off the court. But that just shows you how much these two teams want this one. This will be a huge win for the Valkyries to pull out over Atlanta, who just took out Minnesota.
We already mentioned the run that got them the win on July 7th. Atlanta on a significant run now, as you saw at the bottom of the screen. 8 seconds with Jordan Canada. Trying to find Bree Jones, but an offensive foul called against Bree gives it back to the Valkyries.
The battle in the paint has just been excruciating tonight.
The third 20-plus scoring effort she's had this season. And 8 assists to add. Hayes gets blocked by Maya Caldwell. Something flies on the court, actually, from the crowd. The officials will say they will continue play as that goes off the fingertips of the Valkyries, but that needs to be addressed.
Well, let's go back to the block, though.
That is a first.
And the object is still down on the floor on the opposite side of the court. It was something green that was launched.
Please be advised that anybody engaging in any disorderly behavior, such as fighting.
We're just going to push forward.
Everybody's just going to keep standing. Everybody's on their feet anyway.
Bree Jones asking for the ball, going against Timmy Finlay. Got a couple people out of the air, did not hit the rim. Gray off the deck. As they have 4 seconds left, Tiffany Hayes holding her ground.
Ooh, the contact still being let go, though. I thought that was a lot of contact on that Bree Jones play, but nothing called there.
So Carl Smesko will call the timeouts. Golden State is left with 1. Bree Jones gets the touch. Going against Timmy. Tries to wrap it around, knocks it out of bounds, and it will stay with Atlanta. So it's just reset to 14.
And notice how Bree Jones trying to be a little more physical and intentional. She put more on that one, because if the refs are not going to make the call.
Atlanta, they have some time to work with. Maya Caldwell, Jordan Canada. Bree Jones tapped away by Zandalicini. Bree Jones tried to get it back, and behind the back, over the shoulder, got it back to Timmy. Here comes Tiffany Hayes with 19.4. Every single person in this building is on their feet. Zandalicini going at Gray, pulls up, and gets the roll. Atlanta will only have a reset timeout. As they tried to clear.
Beautiful basketball, her 18th point of the game.
3 seconds left. Who does it go to? Griner gets it, has to pull it, and just short on the attempt. As this ball game goes the Valkyries' way.